What's up? So in this video today, I'm going to talk about my take, my beliefs on the connection or even the disconnections between New Age spirituality and Christianity. Just in general. I'm gonna try to speak on Christianity just in general as a whole, not just necessarily from my perspective as a Latter-day Saint, but just Christianity as a whole. And I'm sure some of y'all have probably noticed that I'm one of those Christian people on YouTube that's more like open to a lot of New Age spirituality, and I'm gonna try to basically explain why in this video and what I believe the connections are and also the disconnections, what the potential deceptions are, right? So first things first, I want to start off with the concept of meditation briefly. I know this is a topic that I've talked about before, so I'm just going to touch on this one briefly. I believe meditation has a lot of relevance with the Christian faith. Especially when you center your meditation, when you focus your meditation on Christ. But even when you're doing the traditional, more yoga type of meditation where you're just in a thoughtless state, I think you can also grow closer to Christ that way. I think it really just depends on what your intentions are, and I think it depends on your intentions and what you've kind of opened yourself up to in your life. Like if you've opened yourself up to like demonic influences in your life, and you do the yoga type meditation where you're just in a thoughtless state, that may not be good. Because demonic influences could enter into your mind more easily that way, from what I understand. But if you are not opening yourself up to demonic influences and you do a yoga thoughtless state meditation, I believe you can actually come closer to Christ, because you have that protection from the demonic influences. So that's kind of my perspective, my take on meditation. But as a Christian, I believe that you should focus your meditations on Christ. But meditation also, in a more thoughtless state, can also be good, but it just depends on your intentions and what you've kind of opened yourself up to. I believe a lot of yoga, just in general, a lot of it is good and can draw you closer to Christ. I know I'm gonna get some people who will disagree with me. I already know this, guys. But I'm just being completely honest and sharing what I believe, what I know to be true, my understanding. That's all, guys. I understand that there's gonna be people disagreeing with me, but I'm just sharing what I know to be true, what I believe. And also, like I said, yoga, I think a lot of yoga, most of yoga in general, is compatible with Christianity. Now, is it Christian doctrine per se? No. But a lot of it is compatible with Christianity, and a lot of yoga that you can practice truly has the ability to draw you closer to Christ. Really, okay, here's one of the best ways I can put it, right? Whatever brings the fruits of the Spirit, whatever brings you closer to Christ. The fruits of the Spirit. What are the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, temperance. I'm not quite catching the exact verse, the exact reference, but I know love, joy, and peace are three of the fruits that I remember for sure. Love, joy, and peace. So let's just take those for example. You know, does the fruits of the Spirit come to you as a result of a thoughtless state of meditation, for example? Does the fruits of the Spirit come to you as a result of practicing yoga? You know, let's say, for example, when you're reading, let's say, random example, the 10 Virtues of Buddhism, if you're reading that, does the fruits of the Spirit come to you as you're reading the 10 Virtues of Buddhism? You know? Do these things draw you closer to Christ? Do they contain the fruits of the Spirit? You know? You gotta ask yourself these questions. I know there's plenty of other examples, and there's also like clear things within New Age spirituality that like clearly to me are of the occult, that are like of the devil, like tarot cards, for example. Like that's just yeah, I mean, I think that's like a clear, obvious example of something that is not, that I would not consider of Christ, you know? But yeah, I mean, you know what, that's really it. That's pretty much all I want to say, all I want to share on this topic, guys. You know, look at the particular, you know, things within New Age spirituality and ask yourself, ask God, ask yourself, does this thing contain the fruits of the Spirit? Does it draw me closer to Christ? You know, does it correlate well with the Bible? You know, you gotta ask yourself that. Does it connect well with the Bible? Is it compatible with the Bible? Does it draw you closer to Christ? Does it contain the fruits of the Spirit? You know, yeah, like you just gotta ask yourself these questions. And there's one other thing I was gonna say. What was it? Shoot. Oh yeah, that's right. There's another thing within New Age spirituality that came to mind that I've learned is demonic. Maybe not necessarily directly demonic, but it can easily become of the devil. And that's astral projection. Guys, be very, very wary of the concept of astral projection, because that is a real thing. And if you astral project, a demonic influence could take over your body. It is very serious. You could very easily open yourself up to demonic influences if you astral project. So that's another good example of how some of New Age spirituality can be dangerous, and can open you up to demonic influences. I know, like, that's not the only thing. I don't think those are the only things, like tarot cards and astral projection. I don't think those are the only things within New Age spirituality that are demonic. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's most important to just focus on the Bible. Of course, I mean, me personally, I'm a Latter-day Saint, so I also believe in the words of the leaders of our church and of the Book of Mormon, and of course the Bible. So it's most important to focus on those core doctrines, those core principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ, like within the Bible, for example. That's the most important thing. But what I've kind of come to realize, what I've come to learn in my life is that you need to be a little bit more open-minded. Like, there's a lot of things within New Age spirituality, for example, that are true, that correlate, that connect with the Bible, you know. Like, I think to blanket statement say that all of New Age spirituality in general is wrong and of the devil, I think that's very ignorant to say, because I've noticed that some of New Age spirituality just naturally interconnects with Christianity and can draw you closer to Christ. It just depends, like, what principles within New Age spirituality contain the fruits of the Spirit. You know, what connects with the Bible. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's really all I want to share, all I want to say on that topic. Thank you so much for tuning into my video.